So a 20 by 20, 400 square foot composite deck can vary in cost, but on average, you're going to spend about $30,000 to $40,000. So the factors that will affect a deck's cost are obviously going to be the materials used. There's different levels of synthetic decking. There's different options for posts, lighting, whatnot. The other non-material things that will affect a deck's cost, more so in labor, are going to be the deck's height. You know, it's harder, it takes longer for us to build a higher deck than a lower deck. There's going to be more stairs for a higher deck. Also, the intricacy of the design is going to affect the labor. So if a deck's got a lot of angles or curves or juts in and out a lot, that can affect the deck's cost. The other thing that can affect the deck's cost is the terrain around it. If you have a really steep, rocky backyard that's hard to work on, or really steep side yard that's hard to get materials down, those are all going to affect the cost. So a wood deck and a composite deck really have become quite even in terms of cost. Composite companies have all figured out ways to more efficiently produce their product, and they've introduced entry-level versions that are oftentimes the same and much less than a cedar deck would be. But there's different levels of composite. So almost all brands have 3 to 4 collections, and those will go up in price, and the look and the texture and the colors will change as you go up in price. When you're comparing composite to PVC, we kind of throw PVCs into the composite category because it's a synthetic material, and cellular PVCs are generally a little more expensive than most composites. So square footage, a lot of people are, ask about what is the square footage of a deck, and we don't really quote by square footage because there's so many variables that come into the design aspect of it. But the square footage, if you're calculating, is going to be the length times width, and you would multiply every level, and your landing and your stairs would all be calculated into that square footage. So for instance, you could have a deck that's, say, a square 20 by 20 deck that's 2 feet off the ground, that's very easy to build and very simple, that could cost half as much as a 400 square foot deck that wraps around a bunch of bay windows and has curves that makes it much harder to build.